Welcome, everybody, to the Gruely Truth NFL Prediction Show. We are going to look at the Detroit Lions battling the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday in Baltimore. Make sure you go to BetMGM to check out the top sportsbook for betting on the NFL or any football, any sport out there. Click on the link in the description below if you're watching on YouTube at BetMGM. Also, guys, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Gruely Truth. I'm Mike Goodpaster. Let's look at this. The Baltimore Ravens are favored by 3 points on Sunday against the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are 5-1. And right now, as crazy as it may seem, they may be the best team in the NFL. Defensively, they are very good, especially up front. Offensively, they're good in the trenches. Great offensive line. Are having injury issues with David Montgomery now out. Jared Goff has played like a top 5 quarterback so far this year. The Baltimore Ravens have Lamar Jackson, still has the issue. Injuries have depleted his weapons, but this is still a team that can run the ball. Defensively, they're very good. So when we look at this game, what are the big things that stand out to me? The Lions are fresh off a 20-6 victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which improved the record to 5-1 straight up and against the spread. Their only loss this season came in overtime against the Seattle Seahawks, and they've got a perfect 3-0 on the road, which bodes well for them in Baltimore. Detroit's a team in the past, especially Jared Goff, that hasn't played well on the road, but from about the middle of last year to now, they've been great on the road. The Baltimore Ravens are back home after spending the week in London, getting a 24-16 win over the Tennessee Titans. They were a 5.5-point favorite in that game. Now, Baltimore's big struggle on offense has been in the red zone, going just one for 6, scoring touchdowns, but their defense held the Titans at just 104 passing yards. Baltimore's stop unit has been terrific and is second in the league in defensive EPA, but is strength against strength in this matchup, with the Lions ranked 5th in offensive EPA. Now, the Ravens are tied for the NFL lead with 24 sacks, but surprisingly ranked just 26 in the pressure rate. Their pressure rate is under 20%. Now, the Ravens are tied for the NFL lead with 24 sacks, but ranked just 26 in pressure rating. That is something really to pay attention to here, because if they don't pressure Jared Goff more than occasionally, they're going to have a lot of issues against this Detroit Lions offense. Now, they were able to take advantage of Tennessee's struggling offensive line last week, but this Detroit Lions offensive line is not struggling. Jared Goff has the highest offensive grade in the league among quarterbacks. That's through Pro Football Focus. So he'll present a tougher challenge than Ryan Tannehill and Malik Willis did. It's also worth mentioning that the Ravens defensive coordinator, Mike Macdonald, employs plenty of too high shell looks, which leaves the middle of the field open. That's an area of the field the Detroit Lions love to attack. The Lions offense did get hit by losing David Montgomery, as I mentioned earlier, to a rib injury, but it looks like rookie Jamar Gibbs will probably return after missing the last 2 weeks with a hamstring injury. On the other side of the ball, the Ravens offense continues to be one of the few run-based units in the NFL, averaging over 50% runs on their plays, and they rank 8th in true rush EPA. However, Detroit is 7th in the league in defensive rush EPA, while allowing the second fewest yards per carry at 3.3. Considering how well the Lions have played this year, especially on the road, it's tough to turn down 3 points against the Ravens team returning from London, especially with the Ravens averaging a modest 22.2 points per game this season and struggling to cover as a favorite over the last few weeks. Really, they struggled last year to cover as a favorite too. So when I look at this game, to me, getting 3 points when you've got the better team getting the 3 points, I'll take all day long. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, defensively are a really good team. And I think they could possibly be better than Tampa Bay, especially better than Baltimore, especially up front. So when you look at that, I think this will be a close game. But I think in the end, Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions offensive line make the plays. The big question to me is, can Detroit throw the ball deep, especially outside the hashes, because it's something they're not great at. But I look for Detroit to eat up the middle. I think Jamar Gibbs will play well. I don't think he's going to go off and run for 150 yards. But the Detroit Lions defense also is good. The lack of weapons for Lamar Jackson in this offense is really going to hurt them here. So, guys, right now, I would go bet Detroit minus or plus 3 all day long. The other thing is, I would seriously look at taking them plus 130 as a straight up road winner. I think after this weekend, everybody's going to know exactly how good the Detroit Lions are. And that's one of the best teams in the NFL. All right, guys. Once again, follow me, Mike Goodpaster, at Grueling Truth. Make sure you click on BetMGM to bet on this game this week and bet on every NFL game the rest of the season. BetMGM has the best sign-up bonuses. They have quick payouts. You guys will love them. You can also watch our shows on Rumble. You can hear our shows on iHeartRadio and Spotify. But for now, I'm Mike Goodpaster. You've been watching and listening to The Grueling Truth, where the legends speak.